So what I'm going to focus on in this video is things you can do to strengthen your explosive power in your jump takeoff. Okay, so I'm not particularly going to look at rotation or the landing or any other aspect of the jump, just the moment that we get ourselves into the air. Okay, so jump takeoff is about explosion, quick reactions, and that push up. We have to have strong quads, power through the moment where we extend and lift, because in the air, the jump, the rotation comes from twist and lift, but the lift is the takeoff, and that's how you're getting into it. So we have to work our calves, we have to hold our core, okay, so that we use the takeoff to center ourselves and know how we're going to then move into the rotation position when you're actually in the air. So you have to remain aware of your body. So there's quite a lot of things going on here. Key things: strong quads. So I'm afraid a really good start, just warm up, some nice squats. Push your bottom back, bend the knees, nice and low, okay, down to 90, down, up. Just start off just with flat feet, okay. Then we can start to go, and we're going to start to rise up to a releve or to a calf raise. Before we do that, we would just do some independently, so just up and down, so we're warming up the actions individually. As you can see, normal posture, ribs in, hips under, strong tummy. It's like having a corset or a belt around your waist. So we're not arching because immediately our centre is now not over our feet, which isn't going to be helpful for knowing where that aerodynamic position is in the air. Obviously, if we're on one axis, we're going to be quicker to turn. If the axis is all wonky, there's more to manoeuvre. We're covering more space in it, and it's going to be slow to rotate, so we've got to have that strong position. Not that we're particularly talking about rotation, but we're still engaged in that, because the only way you're going to get there mid-air is actually to have it on takeoff. Okay, so now we can put it together. Squat, up. So you go from a bend, up, bend, up. Okay, bend, up. So bottom goes out, goes up. Now, obviously as we take off into the air, our arms need to come forward. So now we need to do something different. We're going to go down, up, and change the arms. Down, up. So we're switching it around from a conventional squat where we tend to take the arms in front to going down with the arms back into like an aeroplane position, and then pull up in front of us at the point of takeoff. So we're beginning to work the arms into the takeoff. Now, speak to your individual coaches. For me personally, I would recommend the arms going over to the side of the body that you're crossed to. So if you're an anti-clockwise or conventional rotator, that's your like typical rotation, you're going to cross over to the right hand side because that's your landing foot. So we're cross to our landing side so that when you come down, which I'll do in a separate video, you're already in position, you've got less work to do. Some people do teach at Central. That's up to them, they'll have their reasons for doing it. You just have to be aware that when you land, you're going to have to make that transition. So for me, I'd go to there, but when you're doing this and practicing this exercise, find the cross line that relates to what you're going to do in the air, down and through. You should be lengthening up. So it's like being pulled. Imagine you're a puppet on a string pulling up at that point of takeoff. Okay, now obviously with jumping, we don't actually, at the point of takeoff, it's never from 2 feet. A loop jump, it still rocks back and still takes off from the 1 foot. Everything, all your toe assist jumps, your lutz, your flip, okay, your toe loop, they all take off from 1 foot. Salco, around, 3 jump, waltz jump or axel, straight through. It's always going to be off of 1 foot, so we do now need to work on 1-footed takeoffs. So any kind of 1 foot squats are going to help strengthen those quads. Keep shoulders over hips, keep your alignment. Knee bends over toe, I should mention that in the actual squat as well. Always focus on this alignment of knees in line, keeping everything angled so that we don't drop inwards at the foot. So we don't want any pronation, or the opposite, down and up. So we go there. This is obviously going to help with things like your sit spins as well, and just general skating by strengthening. Strong. You do need to work both legs, even though you will only jump properly to one side. It's very unusual that people would train jumping both sides. It's a bit of a party trick, nothing more. But obviously some jumps take off from, different feet. Your axle, your salgo, your toe loop are taking off from the leg on the side you're going to jump to, and your flip, lutz and leap are going to take off from the opposite foot. So it's whether or not you have a transfer during the jump. So you do need to practice your 1 foot squats on both. And again, we then can take it with the down and up, bend and up to that takeoff position, reaching all the way through. And with the flat foot, but you can also then extend it to a releve. An interim exercise as well would be to go to lunge and releve. So it's like a push down and through, push down and through. So nice and low on the lunge, but the body pulling up, and then through to releve. So bend and feel that roll through your feet. Practice articulating. So we go from flat and peeling the foot off one at a time, so you can use every part of the foot to reach into the air. And you're going to get to that high lift at the top. Okay, so the more you can roll through and articulate, the better. Obviously on the ice we're actually going to go through onto, at the very fine point, it pushes off the toe, off the toe peg. Okay, so find that range of motion. Practice articulating the foot. And then back to your 1 foot lunge, releve. And at the top of that releve, hold, so that you can practice your core control. You can also do this as a bit of a strength exercise. Lunge, kick, going down the room, because it helps you to get that up, down, up. Shoulders, hips level, strong core. Arms. This is touching on going into rotation, but still relevant. Still relevant to the takeoff. You want to work on the snap. Okay, so focus on going back and in, back and in, back and in. That's for anti-clockwise rotation. My right arm's back, my left arm's forward, and I pull into the right side. Or, unless you've been told to, okay, you could go centre. But for me, it's right hand side. Other way around, twist and in. So this goes back to rotation being twist as well as lift. So we pull back. Start to then bring it to the releve. Bend up, bend up. So we're going into our squats, but now with like a half squat with the body up. So we're starting to work our rotation. Squeeze in, bum in as much, so glutes, because when you're in your position in the air, this has got to be strong, 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 strong. The more rotation you get, the tighter your position gets. So your single might be out here, your double's going to be probably here, and your triple, well, with the arms crossed, triple is going to be in a lot more, and beyond, you're going to be so tight. Okay, so you've got to be squeezed. Ribs in, hips under, squeezing the bum, tummy in, solid as a rock. Down, squeeze, bend. It's a moment of suspension in the air that you get during the jump. So actually, at the point you take off, it almost feels like if you actually jumped it, it's almost like a jiggle in the air. It's like suspended time. So now just bring that into a jump. Bend and up, and see if you can feel that almost shaking feeling. Down, up. Not rotating, not turning, that's another video. Just bend, strong core, push through. Plyometric work which can be anything from like just little, it's basically jumping on the floor. There's huge videos and stuff on plyometrics, things like spring across, jumping up, jumping over little hurdles. There's loads of plyometric videos, go and look for them. Plyometrics is a whole training thing in itself that you need to spend time on, but that's going to help with your reaction time, it's going to help get you stronger on jumping, and it's very important for building the strength in your jumps. I'm not going to try to squeeze it all into here today, go and look for that. Focus on the up, the H position at takeoff. So this is relevant to the jumps that weight transfer. Your waltz jump / axel, or 3 jump, whatever we call it, an axel, your salchow and your toe loop, where you have a transfer of sides at the point. It does also happen in your ones that don't weight transfer. It's just the opposite foot. So again, you need to practice it on both. So you want to go step, up, down, up, so that's that lunge, and lift, so we go down and over. So this time the suspension's still over our supporting foot, but pulling forward so that we can then change to it. So we're following through, and our body's going, at the point of starting the rotation, our body transfers over, but we're pushing through and being led by that foot in the H position. So bend, up, bend, up, bend, releve, up, bend, releve, up, with the arms back, forward, or up, stepping back, lunge, stepping back for your loop and flip and lutz, up, stepping back, bend, up. It's a little bit easier, I'm starting to turn in. That would be to get across, but it's still almost an H, kind of in an attitude there. So with your weight transfer jumps, you'll get more of a direct H with a slight turn into the circle wave and a weight transfer. With the ones that are already on the side, the turning is naturally there, so you can go straight to that cross. Trying to think. Definitely do some explosive power. No one likes this, but bear with me. Burpee explosion. Down, up, 3. So we jump down, jump into a plank, strong core, ribs in, hips under, nice strong back, nice and straight. We're there, then tuck in, star jump. Down, 3, star jump. Quick reactions, down, 3, star jump. Okay, down, 3, takeoff jump. So, 3, to build up your curve, we'll go into that mid-air position, but you can replicate your actual one ice jump. Also a horrible one, but we're going to do some big explosive star jumps. So from the floor, body up strong, you're going to push up into some giant star jumps. So we go there, down, 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 pushing through the floor, down, 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 up, we're down, up, keeping it energetic, keep the rhythm there. Okay, you have to get good at explosive power. And then literally just go step hop, step hop, step hop, using your H positions. You can do this like giant skips across the floor. Shoulders over hips. Here it's quite tiring, have a drink inside. Belly facing forward. The arms and legs move as one. So whether it's into your loop or flip or lutz, or through your axel, salchow and toe loop, the arms and legs work in the same timing. That use of timing, that synchronization is really important. So it's down, up, so it's kind of syncopated. Bend 3, down, up. The whole time the body pulls up. We're aiming into the sky. So you're pushing from the floor. That's where you're getting your power from your legs. You're using that force away from the floor to then transfer into the air. But in the air, you have to be taking the energy upwards. Everything's got to be engaged. Being floppy and strong, it's going to make it heavy. You've got to release and be light and pull up. So you're trying to get through that ceiling. Down, up, down, up. Try to get that point of the toe as you take off, because that's where you're going to get in a more aerodynamic position, that snap into the cross position in the air. So it's down point, down point. I think that's it for today. So that's my little takeoff tutorial. Alright everyone, stay safe, bye bye.